To begin the bind off, we're going to we can take off the marker. We're going to knit the first stitch. And now we begin the actual bind off. So we always have the stitch we worked on the right hand needle. We're going to take the left hand needle and insert it into that stitch. So the left hand needle is in the back. The right hand needle is now going to knit the next stitch through the stitch we've made. So I'm going to insert the right hand needle knitwise. I'm still with the stitch I made on the right hand needle. I'm inserting it knitwise into the next stitch, pulling the stitch out of the stitch that was on my right hand needle, and really stretch it, make the hole visible here. And now I can work that stitch, pull the yarn through, and both stitches are worked. We can drop them off the left hand needle. Don't pull anything tight. Leave it as it is. And we're going to do it again. So we have one stitch, the last stitch we worked on the right hand needle. Let's bring the left hand needle to the back, insert it into that stitch, and now we can reach the next stitch on the left hand needle and knit it through this stitch. So I'm stretching the next stitch through the stitch that was on my needle. I'm really stretching it. Let's make the stitch. I'm holding it with my finger and pulling the yarn through this stitch, and now I can drop both stitches from the left hand needle. I want to stretch the stitches on my needles for two reasons. First, we want a stretchy bind off. We don't want anything to be tight and pull the stitches in. We wanted to keep the stretchiness here, so we need yarn for that. This is why we want to stretch everything. Let's insert the needle into the stitch, the left hand needle into the stitch, and now with the right hand needle, I'm going to stretch everything. And the second reason is that if I don't stretch it, I'm not going to be able to knit the stitch. It will be kind of hard. So stretch the stitch, wrap your needle with the yarn, and we can see the loop where we need to take our needle out of, and it makes this bind off a lot easier. And keep it stretched, keep it open. So let's do it one more time. I'm going to insert the left hand needle into the stitch I've made, insert my right hand needle into the next stitch knitwise, stretch it, pull it, open the stitch, hold it, the yarn, with my finger and pull the stitch through. So we have a new stitch on the right hand needle. We can drop both stitches from the left hand. Insert the left hand needle into the stitch, the right hand needle into the next stitch knitwise, stretch, wrap the yarn, hold it and pull it through. Insert the left hand needle into the stitch in the back, right hand needle to the front, insert it knitwise into the next stitch, stretch, wrap the needle, hold the yarn and pull it through the stitch. Drop both stitches from the left hand needle. Insert the left hand needle into the new stitch. With the right hand needle, knit the next stitch, stretch it, wrap the yarn, hold it and pull it through the stitch, and drop both stitches. Let's take a look at the bind off. So you can see the bind off is making just a continuation of this reverse stockinette strip we have at the edge. That's why I selected this bind-off because it doesn't create the flat chain that a regular bind-off creates. It keeps the reverse stockinette look at the edge. So let's continue the bind-off and work all the stitches and meet at the end to see how to close the round. And we're on the last stitches. This is the last one. And we can now just leave a little bit of a tail to weave in. Cut the yarn. And pull the stitch all the way out. We're going to take the needle, the tapestry needle, thread it with the tail, and now let's see how to connect. So we have this last stitch here, and we want to place it horizontally and connect to the beginning of the round here. I'm going to go into this stitch under both legs of this stitch and pull my stitch here flat, and then I'm going to go into that stitch again, this time from left to right, so I can pull the yarn and keep it flat here. That's how it's going to look, so you can see that it looks really nice. Now we need to hide the tail into the rib, so I'm going to do it like we did for the rib. We're going to find the slant here of the first leg of the stitch, and we're going to go into the under that leg 90 degrees under the leg and roll the needle all the way up and pull the yarn through just to keep it in place. And now I'm going to hide a little bit of my yarn here in the reverse stockinette fabric, and like I would in any project. And this is how we finish the bind-off.